Hey guys, this is just a short video on today's second part of the packet that helps you learn on radical functions and how square root functions work. It might feel a little bit like yesterday's, and that's totally okay. I guess that's kind of the point. This is a new concept for you guys, but I want to make sure you learn correctly and you kind of understand what's going on. And like yesterday was kind of a good day to play around with the different functions and figure out what's happening. Today kind of goes along with that too, and really a lot of the answers might seem kind of similar, but it should hopefully confirm what you're finding when it comes to square root functions. Again, the parent function, you're still going to be using Desmos today, and you still have the parent function graphed for the most part, y equals the square root of x. But now what you'll do is, this is going to kind of the back side of the worksheet, the second page of the packet. I've posted, it might be a little tricky for you to get to, hopefully it's not too difficult, but I've also posted book problems. And again, today, we're not doing any hand graphing yet. We'll start doing that probably tomorrow. I'm going to have you graph a few by hand just so you can start seeing the patterns and putting together that way. But we're using Desmos here first to make some big connections. Page 713, 3 through 14. Okay, you're going to graph those equations. So it's all these, but you're just going to graph them on Desmos. And again, you can put a couple in at a time. You can put maybe just one or two, and then one or two after that. Again, hopefully it doesn't take you too long. Maybe you start to kind of make the jumps as you're putting certain ones in. Maybe you can even put every other one in. If that's enough for you, great. But start putting them in so that you can see how do they compare to the parent. And hopefully you start making some connections. And again, that's what this is going to ask you about up here. What do you notice? What makes a vertical stretch? Hopefully you can start putting together, and again, you're going to write words up here, so realize that you're going to talk about what makes a stretch first. You're going to have a few different answers. What makes a vertical shrink? Okay. What makes a reflection? Maybe you just kind of put this off to the side for each one, and then write about each one. What makes those things happen? Okay. And so for questions 3 through 14, again, maybe you won't need every one of them, but you start making those connections. And what does that in a radical equation, in a square root equation? Okay. Then for question number 4, continue graphing on the iPad as it says here. Then you're going to go to the next set, which also again I've posted on Schoology. Again, hopefully it won't be too tricky for you to get to. But then these equations, maybe you started to see something like this yesterday as you were punching things in, play around with square root function, where you're adding or subtracting things either under the square root or outside of the square root. Okay, and what do you notice? What helps the graph move left or right or up or down? And is this like other families of functions that we have talked to? And hopefully you start to make some connections on that. Okay, think about ones that we have dealt with. Is it similar or is it not? Again, no wrong answer, really. I just want you to make some qualitative observations. What are you seeing? And learn. Just learn about square root functions, okay? And then the bottom problem there, sum up what you're finding about the graphs of these functions today. So stretch. Again, it might be kind of redundant, you guys, but if nothing else, this is almost like us taking notes, this assignment. And so if you write it one more time, again, I'm okay with that, but stretch. What makes the stretch of a graph? What are you finding? What types of numbers? Where are the numbers? What is happening there? What makes a shrink? What makes these things? What makes it reflect over the x-axis? When are you seeing that happen? What makes it reflect over the y-axis? Okay. Sum it up using words. Again, think of this assignment really. It's almost like us taking notes on this. Okay. But those are the things that I want you to start to piece together and figure out on this assignment. Okay. And hopefully it kind of connects with yesterday's and kind of vindicates you. Like, yep, what I thought is true. So it might seem a little bit repetitive, but obviously, when you repeat something, that helps you learn it and ingrains it in your brain what's going on, and that's what's most important to me. I just want you to learn it correctly, okay? So let me know if you still have any questions, you guys. Otherwise, good luck on this assignment, okay?